the 100th. It's his first Ashes Test century.
Australia take the series.
Welcome to another Ashes Classic. Our flashback today comes from the 1997 tour. The series was locked at one game all, heading into the fourth test in Leeds. Mark Taylor won the toss again and bowled after rain delayed the start of play. And as you'll see, Jason Gillespie certainly cashed in. We join our highlights with England, no wicket for 43, and it's Mark Butcher facing Paul Rifle.
Oh, he's caught it. Unbelievably. He hit it straight off the middle of the bat. Was thinking about running for 2 or 3 runs, and it stuck somehow in the short legs guts, you might say. It somehow... Oh, well, that is a real blow for England. They're just doing so brilliantly well. 43 for 1. Couple of plays and miss, and then to get out like that.
Greg Blewett at short leg, well, he's hardly seen it. That ball has hit him. Give him full credit in as much as he's kept his head down, he's kept still, he's just flinched a wee bit. Closed the knees, closed the hands, and somehow that stuck. Well, that really is a moment of good fortune for Australia. Well, the change of end has certainly brought a change of luck for Paul Rifle. Almost brought 2 in 2. That's a poor shot for starters.
Well, just what England don't want, an airy-fairy sort of shot after an unlucky dismissal. They want Alex Stewart to come in and just tighten up a little bit.
Nicely pushed away. It's this time past Greg Blewett. Alex Stewart off the mark. And 3 runs, enough to bring up the England 50. And Alex Stewart will now keep the strike. That's very close, very, very close. Merv Kitchen of the opinion that something might have got in the way first, maybe inside edge. Alex Stewart seemed to get caught on the crease here.
It looked fairly straight, did that. Unless it was a little inside edge, but he got himself in a little bit of a tangle.
Well, that's beaten a lot of them. Paul Rifle went wide of the crease just to change the angle. And he did most of the hard work by finding the outside edge.
Well, this one was pitched up a little bit. See, it was a beautiful leg cutter.
Well, that's out. And the ploy has worked. Jason Gillespie sticking to the length that has now got the wicket of Alex Stewart. Just trying to nudge it away on the leg side. Instead, it's come off glove. It was a very simple, easy chance for Greg Blewett this time.
God.
Cracking shot, that. Nasser Hussain was back in position so early and the ball dug in short. 4 runs. Oh, well bowled. Wry smile there from Paul Rifle.
He just looks to be getting a good line on Michael Atherton. Bowling it in the off-stump area.
And that's the perfect length. Absolutely right. And to see the Merida coming in close to the stumps. Well, Paul Rifle didn't enjoy that. But again, you see the batsman getting really turned round, feet pointing down the pitch, therefore the bat coming slightly across.
And the Australian fast bowler now is on at the Kirkstall lane end. That's a real flyer.
Might have looked like a wild shot. He was perhaps a little close to it, but it's the right idea. When the pitch is doing a bit, you've still got to find a way to score some runs.
It's a nice stroke. Good square drive. And 4 runs for Michael Atherton.
Well, that's the difference between the bowling of McGrath and Rifle at the moment. McGrath, after having made 2 deliveries go away from the right-hander, got that one to come back in.
That's a nice stroke. He's well over the top of that. It bounced before it reached the man at slip. Played it well.
This is one of the reasons why Hussain is so important to England, because he will score as soon as the bowler gives him a bit of a chance. Getting that one past Matthew Elliott.
Well, I think it's just missing leg stump. Not much. And if I'd been the bowler, I'd have been making just as impassioned a plea as McGrath, but I think you might see it slanting just a fraction too much.
Yes, I think a little bit of late swing. Yes, it moved just at the last second there, and in fact was probably going quite a long way down leg side.
4 more now. McGrath's not going to be very pleased about that. Good square drive. It was a swinging delivery of full length. Blewett got it just about where he wanted it, and I'd say the same for Nasser Hussain. Running. And you get a couple there. The outfield will slow it enough to make sure they can't get 3. 100 up for England, with just 2 overs to go on this rain-marred day. And there it is. That's well bowled. Beautifully bowled. He was drawn into the stroke, and it's extremely well caught also. It was going at a rate of knots, I promise you. Nasser Hussain has gone. 3 more runs added after Nasser Hussain's dismissal from that very good catch by Taylor. The 3 men out: Butcher 24, Stewart 7 and Hussain 26, with Atherton unbeaten on 34 and Headley yet to get off the mark. 106 for 3 in the bowling figures for the Australians. A wicket each for McGrath, Rifle and Gillespie. Blewett bowled 3 overs of medium pace and Warne 1 of leg spin. Didn't seem to be a great deal of spin there, nor any great amount of pace. We join play now with Glenn McGrath, the bowler. He's bowling to Dean Headley, and so far, no runs on the board. Good shot. That first forward movement from Headley had him in a nice position for the stroke when the ball was in the slot. Oh, nice shot again, and no ball. So that adds to the Australians' woes. And Headley will come back for 3. To Headley. He didn't play that badly. It was quite a good short pitch delivery. It wasn't a bouncer.
Running.
Good shot for 4.
Well, that's as good a shot as you'll see all day. It was so delicately played and so late that he hardly touched the ball. Look how delicately he plays this. Just gets up, waits for it.
More runs for Headley. They should be able to get 3 there to give Abbott the strike if the England captain can turn quickly enough. And he does. It's well played. That was a good bouncer from McGrath. But Headley did all the right things. He stayed behind it as much as you'd expect from a number 11. Dropped his hands, dropped his wrists, and kept it away from the eager slip fieldsman.
Well, I like that. It's up and over. But that's a very handy shot. And I'd say evidence of his heritage there. That's just beautifully helped up and over. There's no one down at third man. Good response from McGrath, but well played by Dean Headley. He was keen to come back for the second. He seems to be enjoying this. That's beaten the fielder, Ricky Ponting. Not just taking some of the pace off. He's going to catch it inside the rope. But it's 3 more to Michael Atherton.
Atherton starting to look better and better in this innings. First time in the first innings that he's really got going in this series.
Jason Gillespie coming on at the Kirkstall Lane end to replace Glenn McGrath. Well, that's it. First ball from Jason Gillespie, and Dean Headley's resistance, and entertainment comes to an end. Caught in the gully by Steve Waugh for 22, 2 more than he promised his captain. But just at a time when it looked as though he might be capable of going on to bigger and better things, Australia struck for the first time on this second morning of the Test match. England now 138 for 4. Graham Thorpe off the mark. It's handily played. Glenn McGrath after it. Thorpe settling for 2. Four runs. Australia have maintained attacking fields quite rightly. So no one at third man, and this guided into that gap nicely. That's perfect. All but perfect. The only quibble might be a foot or so of length and the fact that it got past the outside edge, but that's just what he's trying to do. Michael Atherton had to play at it, but genuinely beaten by movement and some pace. And again, well, this is good bowling from Jason Gillespie. A very fine over that. A maiden, hardly surprising. Two very fine deliveries that genuinely beats Michael Atherton. That's a fine shot. Well, really seized on that. Didn't seem to be that short, but in a flash, Graham Thorpe was onto the back foot, helping that away onto the onside. That one's away as well. That's a fine shot again. Good challenge this from Jason Gillespie, taken up by Graham Thorpe. And he's judged them well. That one right off the middle.
And that's in the air. Straight to the fielder. And Atherton's gone. Glenn McGrath, the bowler, dropped it short. And Atherton got all tucked up there on that hook shot. And it's a great moment of triumph for Australia. Just the man they wanted to get out. And for Atherton, all the hard work. Oh, shakes his head. Almost undone. John Crawley is the batsman, but he's non-striking. So now it's Graham Thorpe. Beautiful bowl, just a hint of in-swing, late movement into the left-handed Thorpe. That's out. Extraordinary shot. Didn't look quite short enough, probably a bottom edge, and a clatter of stumps. And what a time to play a stroke like that. Atherton's just gone. Thorpe follows him.
I don't think it's quite short enough. Got an inside edge, bottom edge, pulled it on. You could say a little bit unlucky.
Mark Elam's the new batsman, 154 for 6, and really a very important role for every single England batsman who comes to the crease now. But perfect situation for Australia. Neither of these batsmen out there is off the mark. And you'll see why behind the stumps the slips and gullies are all lined up there. Oh, well, that was just the moment when maybe the backward short leg was required. There's definitely that extra bounce, and you have to be very adept at playing the lifting ball. Mark Elam just a little on the short side.
You can't afford to make mistakes as a batsman. What you have to do is make the bowlers bowl you out with good balls. And so far, the Aussies have got one wicket with a good ball. That was Hussain.
That might have been another one. Beautiful full length swinging away, committing the batsman to the stroke.
Beautiful. They didn't get a wicket, and all the good balls, except Hussain's, actually haven't got out. They haven't got any wickets.
Well, Mark Elam, I'm afraid, was in the wrong parish then entirely, so he just waved at it from a distance. Well, everybody's happy with the trip to Leeds. It's always a ground which is full of colourful character. And a big shout there down the leg side, and McGrath rattles his fingers, races down the pitch.
I think that was clearly not out. Just off the shirt, I think, if anything.
Oh, what a grazing catch. I don't believe it. Not twice in the match. I don't believe it. And John Crawley goes. Whatever he thinks about his luck, it'll read Court Blewett, Bull Gillespie for 2 and England 163 for 7.
There must have been a bit of luck involved in this. He plays it quite firmly. Well, he doesn't get his hand to it. He hits the foot and bounces up. Did that hit the floor or did that hit the right foot? You know it hit the boot, but did it hit the floor before the boot?
I think it was the advantage of being a dedicated follower of fashion. He's got the pointy-toed runners on, And Crawley, unfortunately for him, has played it down straight onto the pointy toe, and she's popped up in the air.
Yep, the old-fashioned blunderbuss boots wouldn't have done the same trick. What's that helmet? It made a bit of a clunk. No disrespect to the batsman in that. It was clunk.
Bit of a joke from the physio. That always helps to get the injured party laughing. But it is no laughing matter when you get hit with a short pitch delivery.
This is the way it happened. Just top edge. What? Every run is absolutely vital out there. I tell you, this pitch is doing quite a bit. Extra bounce, movement off the seam, and it'll do the same for the England bowlers. Oh, picked it out of thin air. That's a good catch. Gillespie has got it into the right spot. Ricky Ponting, playing in his first Test match, has caught a blinder.
His first Test in England for Ricky Ponting. He's a very good athlete, good at many sports, best at cricket.
And the new batsman is Darren Gough, Yorkshire born and bred. Very, very popular figure up here, and an excellent cricketer.
That one climbed steeply, and then after it got past Mark Elam, it really started to curl in the air. Ian Healy's had some rather awkward missiles to take in this match.
Oh dear. Well, such a welcome for Darren Gough, and now the long walk back with one that seemed to me to keep a bit low. Everything's been flying over the last couple of overs. No, inside edge it was, rather than keeping low. Inside edge and back on to the top of the bails. Good performance from Gillespie. Oh, that is a great haul for Gillespie. He's knocked over Mike Smith. Mark Elam remains not out. And Gillespie has done a terrific job there for Taylor.
7 wickets claimed in that session by Australia, and Gillespie finishing with 7 himself, quite rightly being allowed to lead the team off with his best ever figures at Test level.
Yes, great performance from Jason Gillespie, and 172 for England will be a dispiriting feeling in the dressing room there. Michael Atherton was outstanding. He played very well for 41. In the context of this match, that may be seen later to be an outstanding performance. The innings fell away towards the end there, and there are obvious problems there for Elam and Croft and for Smith against the pace bowling. Now, the bowling figures dominated by Jason Gillespie. 7 for 37, 13.4 overs and 1 maiden. He took 4 for 9 in his last 25 balls, and that was an excellent performance, not just with the figures, but also the way he bowled and how much he picked up from the method to be used on a pitch of this kind just in 24 hours.
Yeah, no doubt. Jason Gillespie bowled like the wind at Headingley back in 1997. That 7 for 37 remains his best figures in Test cricket to date. Australia went on to win the match by an innings and 61 runs. That'll do it for another great moment in Ashes cricket. We'll see you again next time.